So, guys, I have never interviewed anyone ever before, but as I wrapped up with Miss Dale from Nurses Talking, we just got to talking, and I felt led to ask her to interview her. She is a nurse veteran with so much knowledge, and so I was ecstatic that she said yes. So, listen up, let's get into it.
What you're doing on your YouTube channel.
So my YouTube channel is dedicated solely to nurses. I speak to nurses anywhere in the world. And I speak to any nurse and every nurse who's willing to talk. And the reason I speak to nurses is because I feel a couple of things. Number one is that I want nurses to see what other nurses are doing. Nursing is a very hard profession, but it's a very wide profession. It offers a lot of opportunity. And many of us, me included, go through our careers without even realizing just how big
It is.
and vast and how many opportunities there are. We go in nursing knowing that, oh, well, you have a nursing degree, you can probably work anywhere in the world. And that is true. But we don't realize anywhere in the world how. You can work in industry, you can work in IT, you can be a flight nurse, you can offer content, I can go on. I can sit here for half an hour and tell you in so many ways where you can be a nurse. And
So
then
let me
I
ask
want,
Mhm.
go ahead.
What? Because you've done over 200 interviews.
I
So
have.
let me ask you this: what was the most shocking nursing space that you've seen out of all of the interviews that you've done?
Shocking. I don't know that I've been shocked by any. Because as I started to do it, it was with the realization that we really, really could be anywhere. And so I expected nurses to be anywhere. I thought we can be at the airport or in the post office.
Yeah.
We are in the legal space. I think of anything where a nurse could not be.
Wow. So you were prepared. You were very prepared for this space.
Because I had been thinking about this for quite a while before it ever even came to fruition. I first started thinking about doing this back in 2003.
Wow.
I wanted to do it. And I had no idea how to do it. But I just knew I wanted to talk to nurses. And one day, you mentioned God showing you something. Well, I have to say God showed me this because one day I was looking at Oprah. She was talking to someone, having a conversation, a one-on-one conversation. And I said, that is what I want to do. That is exactly what I want to do.
Yes. And you do such an amazing job at it. You really allow your guests on the show to really express their interest in nursing. You ask good questions. You are designed for this space. Yes, I love it. I really love what you're doing. So thank you, because you're definitely making an impact in the nursing community. You're creating a space where we can network with each other and learn about the other fields of nursing. So thank you so much for that. And so let me ask you, where did you work in the field of nursing?
Oh, how about everywhere? I'm a nurse. I'm also a midwife. And so as a midwife, I worked, most of my midwife experience was been in the Caribbean or in the United Kingdom.
Oh,
in the United States, I did not work as a midwife. Here I have worked I like the adrenaline pumping kind of thing. So I have done OR, ER, cardiac step down, that kind of thing. And then I went and I had children. And I had 3 children in 4.5 years. And I said, okay, this level of adrenaline pumping cannot be at work and at home.
And at home, right?
So I thought I would try something a little less demanding or a little slower. And at the time I thought, okay, so I'll get into long-term care for in a while. And when the children have grown up, I'll go back. I had no idea really that long-term care or post-acute care, because really that's what I got into, post-acute care more than long-term, is not it's not the slow, really slow pace I thought it was. It has its own it has its own consuming,
Mhm.
thing. So I did end up staying in that space
Okay.
for the rest of my career because there was so much more to learn and to do than I actually thought when I entered it. And so I ended up doing things like staff development,
Oh,
quality assurance.
okay.
I ended my career as a director of nursing in that space. So I ended my
Wow.
institutional side of my career because I think I'm still, but yeah.
So you've been
So
literally in every kind of space that there is
yes,
within
yes,
nursing.
like from birth to death.
Yes, that's amazing. I did not know that about you. So
Yes,
I
and I
know
have
that something that is very important to you is um, changing the dynamic of nurses eating their young to nurses feeding their
yes,
young. So how do you feel
yes.
that you're contributing to nurses feeding their young?
Well, one of the things that many nurses mention when I ask about advice that they would give to nurses, for example, one of the things many nurses mention is seek a mentor.
Mm,
And we're beginning to um, get across to other nurses, to nurses who are established and nurses who are coming along, that mentorship is very important, and continuous learning, and the fact that nursing is changing. So as a 10-year
rapidly.
nurse, as someone who has been experienced for 10 years, you have something to learn from
Yes,
the person who just got out of school.
absolutely.
And that person has something to learn from you. It's a
Mm,
back and forth thing. And I think
exchange.
that if we can get across to it that we need to mentor one another,
Yeah,
uh,
I
it'll
agree.
help us with because I do believe that this thing of eating your young is not so much because people want to be that
Right,
way,
right.
but it's because they feel threatened.
Yes.
And if we can take away that feeling of being threatened, I
Because
think
they
we
have
would
to
have
see
less
their
of it.
value. They have to see how valuable they are to our community. They are valuable in our
Yeah,
community, but I don't think that they see their value with all of the changes with technology being integrated into nursing and all
I
of the things,
know.
and they may not know how to use that space, so they don't see the value. But absolutely valuable.
Yeah,
We really need.
absolutely fine.
Yes,
Yeah,
we need both.
absolutely fine.
So I
Yeah,
agree. I
yeah.
agree with that. Well, thank you for letting me ask you these questions, Miss Dale. It is always a
My
pleasure.
pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you. It's good to be on the receiving end.
I know, right? We just kind of made this come about, but yeah, I loved it. I love being in
Yeah,
this space. So thank you again for everything that you do. I'm so,
my
so, so
pleasure.
grateful.
And thank you too.